No foreign policy, just impulse and vibes. And he has broken this situation with Iran, and he has colluded now with war criminal Benjamin Netanyahu. And Iran is responding. Put up this headline. Iranian state media says missiles launched against U.S. bases in Qatar and Iraq in response to strikes.
This surprises me zero. I feel like Donald Trump never thinks about consequences. He does what he thinks he needs to do right then, never considering that he is not in charge of the rest of the world and that actually he's a laughingstock and no one is scared of him.
You know, this is a guy who he vacillates from, like, he can talk about a flagpole in great detail and give a presentation about the flagpole while Israel is being incredibly provocative with Iran, and he's out there, you know, having his show and tell party. Because literally, I know I say this all the time, but if anybody showed me video of this guy, I'd go, did he get a day pass from the nursing home? Is he out? Is everybody just got him a day pass? Because this is what drives me crazy about legacy media, corporate media, is they jump into the stories with all of this assumption that somehow he's operating full tilt. You know?
You just can't assume that with this
And
man.
he's not.
He's not.
And that's like the lead every single day should be that we have this disjointed, disoriented, very confused. And I don't know if it's intentional or not intentional, or if he even thinks deep on it, but just simple questions like, who started the Russia-Ukraine war? If he had just talked to Putin that day, then he's going to say Ukraine started it. And if he talked to somebody like the president of Finland, then he switches gears. His policy is based on the very last conversation that he had. So if you and I were to get him in a straitjacket and padded cell and pump him full of a bunch of stuff and manipulate him, then he would base his decisions based on conversations with you and me. And we're not experts at anything except for bullshitting.
Right. Well, and he surrounds himself with people that will only kowtow to him, that will not actually tell him what is real and what is his delusions of grandeur.
Which is terrifying, because these dictators and people who have dictatorial aspirations know this, and they know how to manipulate him. And rest assured that Benjamin Netanyahu, he is doing evil shit, and he's smart. And because he wants to stay in power, and he is not benefiting at all the Jewish people in the least bit. And the same with Russia. Vladimir Putin has the same types of goals: to cling on to power, to start wars to cling on to power. Doesn't benefit the Russian people at all. And now we're in that group.
Right. Now we fall right in line. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Next up, Trump is posting, did I hear former President Medvedev from Russia casually throwing around the N-word, nuclear, and saying that he and other countries would supply nuclear warheads to Iran? Did he really say that, or is it just a figment of my imagination? If he did say that, and if confirmed, please let me know immediately. You're the fucking president of the United States. You shouldn't have to send out a post to find out what another world leader says. He goes on, the N-word should not be treated so casually. I guess that's why Putin's, quote, the boss. By the way, if anyone thinks our hardware was great over the weekend, far and away the strongest, best equipment we have, 20 years advanced over the pack, is our nuclear submarines. They're the most powerful and lethal weapons ever built, and just launched the 30 Tomahawks. All 30 hit their mark perfectly. So in addition to our great fighter pilots, thank you to the captain and the crew. So first of all, this is what psychiatrists call flight of ideas, where he started talking about a conversation that he should be having with his administration about this very advancing geopolitical instability that's going on in the world. But he's calling out to the cult to let him know what's going on. And then he goes on talking about the strikes and if our military is good, which tells me the strike might not have been as successful as mentioned in his 4-minute speech.
Absolutely agree, because he's just on social media. Here, I read this and I think, if you put this in a movie about the president of the United States and I watched it, I would say there is no way someone that unhinged would ever be president of the United States. And even if he was that unhinged, no one around him would allow him to talk that way. And yet here we are. This is real.
And to Pump's point earlier, he doesn't think anything through. So he gets a leash put on him by Benjamin Netanyahu and dog walked right in to bombing Iran. He doesn't think about one of his big promises to the MAGA base is he's going to bring down gas prices. Well, what does conflict in the Middle East do? It raises gas prices. So here is his economic strategy. Again, he takes to Lie Social, this time caps lock, 6:35 a.m. Everyone keep oil prices down. I'm watching. You're playing right into the hands of the enemy. Don't do it. I can't. The fact that he doesn't understand even just an elementary understanding about supply and demand and access and transport is staggering. But again, this man is such a bullshit artist. He can go out to the American public and just blow hard and just bullshit, jet streams of bullshit. Eggs are going down. He says eggs have gone down 400%. By his math, the grocery store should be paying us for eggs right now. And so he just takes, and I guess what just still bothers me, because nothing surprises me that this man does, is how many people read this stuff and just imagine having to take a 180 all the time and changing. America first, make America great again. He tweets yesterday, make Iran great again. So then what do? Do you make new MAGA hat? Like, what's going on? Is it just such a cult and I just can't relate to it in the least? How do they go along with all this? Are they stupid?
Well, obviously they're stupid, and they do. They flip-flop on everything. But it is, it just amazes me that it never occurred to him